gets out that box, we're dead. Especially if it's on the motorway.
He's doing all right.
Hello and welcome to episode 7 of the Tyddin Bryn podcast. My name is Ellie and you can find me as Tyddin Bryn on Instagram, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, pretty much everywhere. So, what have we been up to? We have finally made the move down to West Wales and we have been spending the last fortnight unpacking boxes, packing boxes, unpacking boxes, moving them in vans with the help of various people, including my parents, and we've now finally got absolutely everything here, so that's absolutely brilliant. I'm going back tomorrow now to Newport to do the final clean through and sort out and just check that my husband, who was the last one there, didn't miss anything. And yeah, busy. So most of the podcast today is lots of little bits and pieces of videos of what we have been up to then for the last fortnight, really. We've been all over the place, as you will see. In other news, and first primarily news really, I have had a scan, well, Wednesday of last week, I had a scan, and we are 12 weeks plus pregnant again, so 3 becomes 4. I'll try and insert scan photo here. I have another scan next week, which is my proper 12-week scan, supposedly. So, but I'll be about 13 and a half weeks by that point. So, I'm not sure quite yet at the moment whether to be excited or nervous. 2 small people running around a farm. Oh. I think I must be slightly crazy. So, anyway, on with the podcast. Knitting. Quite a bit have been done, surprisingly, considering how much moving and whatnot, but I've been doing some quite simple, easy bits and pieces. I have finished my sock head hat, and my sock head. There are a variety of photos around. I don't think I'll put it on, because if I take it off then my hair will be all over the place and ridiculous, because it's quite wet and rainy here today and I tend to go completely and utterly frizzy. So there we go. It's in Hedgehog Fibres, pheasant colourway, and it's the sock head hat by Kelly McClure, which is a free pattern on Rav, and I love it. And this is going to come in so handy this winter, being up at the farm now, with the wind that we get up here. It won't be blown off my head, yay! I have also been working on my toddler socks pattern. I've been doing more and more of my little toddler socks. This pattern is available on Ravelry and Love Knitting, and I decided on this pair I was going to put some little trees. I've basically been stash busting all my odds and ends of sock yarn. I haven't actually cut the ends off. I have woven them all in, but I haven't actually cut them off yet. One of the perils of moving, couldn't find any of the scissors at the point I needed them. So you find all of my projects that I'm showing you today are going to have little ends sticking out everywhere. So this is the first pair of toddler socks that I did, and this I think is in Collinette yarn. No idea of the colourway. I think it was in a bit of a mixed bag of what have you, and this was one of a sample yarn set that I had from probably the very first Great London Yarn Crawl I went on. So that's the first pair, and the second pair I met Knit William are a pair of knee socks. tiny toddler knee socks, so I just upped the size around the leg a little bit. I think I increased it by 4 stitches around the leg and then gradually decreased it down. So it was the normal number of stitches by the ankle and then carried on. As you can see, more ends. This is in one of my hand dye yarns. It's a rainbow yarn and it is a BFL sock yarn. And I've used it before in his Daydreamer sweater. It was the rainbow bit that was round the top and the bottom and the sleeves. So one pair of knee socks completed. I've also been giving a bit of love to the sock yarn blankets. So the Everything sock yarn blanket is now getting quite a bit bigger and almost squared off. So that's all the sock yarns I ever use type job. And I've added a couple more to the Just My Hand Dyed Yarns ones. So that's a few of those. There's still a few more in the bag to go into that. So they've had a bit more love. And I have also been working on, this is one of my whips walk of shame. It's my Lady Buller jumper, and it is a lovely tunic jumper and very simple knit, until I decided I was going to add, which is probably why I went off it to be fair, that I was going to add in some colour work down the bottom. Now I'm using the Noro Silk Garden. I have one ball of Noro Silk Garden. The rest of it is in Cedar Click double knit. But then I decided to use some Noro Silk Garden double knit for the colour work. That's the back side of it, so you can probably see more of the colours that side actually so far. And that yarn goes into these sort of autumnal colours next, which I'm quite looking forward to getting to and hoping that will show a bit more of the colour work up. The colour work I have pinched from this book, New England Knits, Timeless Knitwear with a Modern Twist, and it's Cecily Glowick MacDonald and Melissa Labar, and the colour work is a panel for this sweater here. It's a panel for the sweater, and it is the Montpellier jacket, which is designed by Cecily Glowick MacDonald. There we go, the Montpellier jacket. There we go. So I'm using that colourwork panel, and I've just repeated it X number of times round the Lady Buller sweatshirt, which the Lady Buller tunic jumper, which I have knit before. So it's on my Ravelry pages, and that's just gone flying onto the floor. So I have knit that before, so there is a finished Lady Buller on my Ravelry page, and that one is still in progress. But I think the colour work slowed me down that much that I literally got utterly fed up with it and basically didn't bother. Finally then, another little pair of tiny toddler socks. As I said, I'm stash busting as much sock yarn as I can. And I'm just doing a little normal pair of ankle socks, just stash busting up some different colours. So that's Underwater, which is a Tuthun Bryn sock yarn. There's a little bit of TARDIS, which is the navy blue in the middle, and a bit of Sky. So they will be another pair of socks for the little man. So that is all for knitting. As I said, quite a surprising amount considering I haven't had huge amounts of time. So on to sewing. I have done absolutely no sewing. Absolutely zero, zilch, nothing. I've managed to set my sewing area up, which I'm now sat in, which is in the corner of my bedroom, which has only literally just happened in the last few days. So hopefully by the next time I podcast, I will have heaps of sewing things and clothes and all sorts of yummy things to show you. But at the moment, nope, Zero zip doodah. I haven't even finished the lounge curtains. Never mind. Right, on to acquisitions. I spotted that Fabric Godmother was having a bit of a remnants and sale clear out. So I went to purchasing. I have bought this lovely Roma jersey in the colourway of Forest, and I think I've got about 4 metres of it. There is a slight making it seconds, this bit. There's a slight fault in the fabric there, but that is really quite close to a cut edge, so I can avoid that, really. I've got so much of it, I can avoid that. So I plan to make myself a Coco dress and an Agnes top at least out of this. I might make Little Man a t-shirt, another one of the I can't remember the name of it now. Little t-shirt I did a while back anyway. If I remember it, I'll add it in on the bottom. So yes, so hopefully that'll make a few t-shirts there. Excuse the rustling, the bag is still next to me. And I also picked up some more of the cotton linen mix, and I've got one in lime and one in mango. So 2 slightly different greens there, but I thought they might make some nice pockets or panels in the purple linen dress that I've got planned. So watch this space to see what happens with these guys. Other acquisitions, fairly boring. Miles and miles and miles of elastic, mainly so I can finish off Little Man's trousers. I started to sew months ago now. I started to sew up his corduroy trousers and things, and found out I didn't have enough elastic in the right width to do the waistbands. So I again put them to one side, carried on with curtains, yada yada yada. But now I have ordered the elastic. We have the elastic. We have the capabilities. It will be completed. So that's it for acquisitions. Right, the farm update this week, or this month really. I seem to have been podcasting once a month. Hopefully that will get better. The farm update is a series of small videos that we've made. We went to the Llandyssil show the first weekend after we moved down here, and so I took some videos and some photos there. We have had our hay cut and baled, so there's plenty of videos of that. James has been out helping a neighbour out vaccinating his sheep, so there's a few videos of that. All sorts really. So I hope you enjoy the farm update, and we'll see you again next time. managed to get out of the fields. They bailed up. They came 9:15 last night, so it was dark, and they bailed up. So these are the bales in the other field. All the way up to the top. Looks like about 71 bales on a count. So that's good going.
What did we say? 8 mils, didn't we? Go on to the stage here and then we'll turn them back and then